Hi, my name is Georgia, and today I'm with It Girl to answer the most searched questions about me. This is Search Bar.
Perfect.
Cool.
Perfect. Nailed it. That was awesome.
Yay! What is Georgia known for? I guess I'm known for being on a few reality TV shows, Netflix reality TV shows. I was initially on Too Hot to Handle season 3. Then I went on Perfect Match, which was not the best experience. Then I went on Battle Camp most recently, which was the most fun. It was great. Where is Georgia from? I'm actually from Australia. Yeah, people always think I'm from the UK. I don't know. I think Americans struggle to differentiate the accent, but yeah, I'm Australian. I'm Australian and Lebanese, so that's why it's also confusing. What was Georgia's first job? I actually worked in the fitting room in Kmart, and I was not that great at it, I won't lie. I was probably the worst I've ever been at a job. I used to call my friends who worked in like the confectionery section, and they'd bring over all the lollies and we'd just eat them. Lollies is candy, by the way. And we'd eat that the whole shift, and I made probably like $5 an hour. So it was fun though. How does Georgia make money? So since being on reality TV, I have been lucky enough to develop a really cool audience, and from that I have been introduced to some of my favorite brands, and yeah, I've been able to work with brands I've used since I was super young. So now I'm in a mix of modeling and brand work and influencer work, content creation. How did you get cast on Too Hot to Handle? They actually reached out to me, which is super weird. I feel like a lot of people apply for reality TV shows, but with Too Hot to Handle, they actually reached out to, I think it was most of my cast, on Instagram. And it was a very weird page that didn't look professional. It was like this pixelated, weird Instagram. It was called Parties in Paradise. And I just didn't take it seriously. I thought it was like a scam, so I just ignored it. And then they kept reaching out and emailed me, so I ended up taking a call, and from there it was very quick. I was on the show 2 weeks later, so it was very random, but yeah, they reached out to me. What show did you think you were going on? So when they reached out, they said it was Parties in Paradise, and they told me it was this show that was going to be filmed on a yacht or a boat, and it was going to sail around tropical destinations. And they didn't even really tell me it was a dating show, to be honest. They kind of said it was just a reality show, there's no dating required, there's just going to be single people on a boat. So it was very different to that, but honestly I had a lot of fun, so it's fine.
Had you seen Too Hot to Handle before?
I had seen the first season of Too Hot to Handle, so when the little robot came out, I knew exactly where I was. I was like, oh great, this is gonna be crazy. But it was really fun. It was fun. How many reality shows has Georgia been on? I've now been on 3 reality shows, unfortunately. I probably won't do any more unless they pay me a really good price, but I want my own reality TV show, actually. I want to be on a show with Lorenzo from Battle Camp. I feel like we would be so funny. It'd be simple life coded. We could travel around. We're both just very spontaneous, crazy, silly. It'd be fun. That's the kind of reality show I want to do now. No more dating.
Which was your favorite and least favorite show you were on?
My favorite would be between Too Hot to Handle season 3 or Battle Camp. Maybe Too Hot to Handle season 3, just because it was my first experience, and because it was so new, everyone was also just so real and authentic. There was no one playing things up for cameras and doing things for a reaction or trying to be perceived a certain way. It was just very genuine. Now, anyone I've been on a show with is seasoned professionals, and they know exactly what they're doing, so it's a little bit different. You don't really know what's real. I don't know, maybe Battle Camp, honestly. The dating stuff's too cringy for me. How much did you get paid for Perfect Match? Oh my gosh. I don't know if I can answer that. Because you know why? I think everyone got paid different amounts. So I'm gonna have to take a shot of Pink Whitney. Cheers. Oh, I'm not good at shots. I'm really scared. Okay, that was kind of rough. No, it actually wasn't that bad. Warming on me. Did you go into Perfect Match for love or clout? Okay. You want to go on there to hopefully meet someone, but I'm also a realist. And I'm like, I probably won't meet someone that I'm gonna fall in love with if there's like 10 people on the show. So I initially, I was hopeful for love, but I also knew that a lot of attention comes from a reality TV show. So I would say both, honestly. I don't think I ever went in just specifically for love or clout, but you know what you get with a reality TV show, and it's not likely you'll fall in love, but I was hopeful. So, how did Battle Camp come about? I actually was speaking with Netflix, and I was just asking them what other shows they were working on, and they said they had this show that I would be perfect for. And when they said that it was a challenge-based show, I was kind of like, I don't know if I would be good at this at all. I've never done any sport. I'm the least athletic person that I know. I've only recently gotten into going to the gym, so I was like, it sounds like you guys are trying to embarrass me, to be honest, but I was down for it nonetheless. I thought it would be funny to see me suffer, but then I kind of did well. So yeah, they just reached out to me for that as well. We spoke about it, and then they put me in contact with people for it. So I was very grateful that I was on it because I had a great time. Is Georgia still friends with Lorenzo? Yes, unfortunately. No, I'm kidding. I love Lorenzo. I love Lorenzo. He just went to Miami, and I did miss a group message that they were inviting me. It was with Brianna and Tony, and they all went to Miami, and I did miss the group message. So I unfortunately missed out on the trip, but I hope I see him soon. Hopefully Europe, because he's in the UK, so I might make a little pit stop and visit Lorenzo. Is there any Netflix reality show you won't do? I'd probably say Love is Blind. I mean, because I don't think Love is Blind. I'll be honest. I don't. I think a lot of my attraction and interest in someone comes from what I see of them. I know that sounds really vain, but it's true. I feel like everyone has a type. You look at someone and you're like, oh, he's hot. If you can't see them, how do you get attracted to them? I don't think it'd work for me, unfortunately. This is crazy. These are getting so crazy. Okay, I'll get into it. Oh, who's a better kisser? Harry Jowsey or Dom Gabriel? I don't think Dom was a good kisser at all. I'll be honest. Sorry, that's not even me being salty. I just think some people don't kiss well together. Harry's a good kisser. Dom, not so much. Okay. Did Georgia cheat on Dom with Harry Jowsey? No, I didn't. This is the most annoying thing that's ever happened to me. It's so frustrating because Harry says so much dumb stuff, but everyone believed the one dumb thing he said about an Australian girl and sleeping with her after a podcast. And a year later, that was tied to me. I don't even know if he was talking about me. The amount of girls that he sees and saw back then, could have been speaking about anyone. But he made it sound like we hooked up the day we met on his podcast. We didn't. We got along great, had a great podcast. Dom also knows we didn't. He loved to entertain that. And he really took it the extra mile, and he got a lot of sympathy. So honestly, great job. He really worked that role, and it worked really well for him. But yeah, that was probably the lowest point in my life. So shout out to them both. I'm friends with Harry now, but Dom, I don't think I could ever forgive you. Did Georgia cheat on Harry Jowsey? No? Oh my God, I lived with him. I literally didn't even know anyone in Los Angeles when I lived with Harry. He introduced me to everyone that I knew. So if I was cheating on him, I think he would have found out pretty quick because it would have been someone he knew. But no, never cheated on him. I was very in love with Harry, which is crazy. Look, I love him still as a friend, but I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was delusional a little. But yeah, he's great. I love Harry as a friend. Did Harry Jowsey cheat on Georgia? You know what? Me and Harry are friends now, so I'm gonna take a shot of Pink Whitney. I should have had someone proofread these questions. Oh, cheers to no one cheating. I can't. Okay.
out.
Oh my God! I just fast forwarded. What is your relationship with Harry Jowsey today? We're great, we're friends. He actually was recently in New York. We went out with a bunch of our friends. But yeah, we're good. We're on good terms. We've spoken, we've made up. And yeah, it's nice. I like where we're at. No beef, which is nice. What is your relationship with Dom today? Dom and I are not friends. I don't think we'll ever be friends. I think some people, yeah, look, I had sympathy for Harry because we dated for a year. Harry, I also know a lot about his personality and I kind of signed up for that. So yeah, I think with Dom, the difference with Dom, what annoys me about him is that he really pretended he was someone really sweet and that someone that cared about me. And even though I handled everything the right way, he really tried to convince people I didn't. And I think that's really malicious and nasty. And I just don't think that I'll ever be friends with someone that's that sly. At least Harry presents himself as who he is. I was the one that made the mistake in thinking that maybe he was gonna be different in a relationship. Dom really fooled me. So yeah, I don't think I'll ever be friends with Dom, but I wish him the best, kind of. Why did fans think Georgia was dating Skrillex? Okay, this is the funniest story. It's actually so funny. I posted a photo of the back of my ex's head, and everyone was kind of trying to guess who he was by his reflection in the mirror and by the back of his head and his tattoos, and people were throwing out very random suggestions like Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Skrillex, and I guess like the one that I just commented back on was the Skrillex one, and everyone ran with that, and then it actually got picked up by Dave Portnoy and he did a podcast and he was talking about me dating Skrillex. So poor Skrillex is out there thinking like he might have even had a girlfriend, and then this whole thing has just blown up that he's like dating me. But yeah, that never got dropped. I was actually in the nail salon and I was with my boyfriend at the time, and a fan came up to me and said hi, and we were talking. She's like, is it funny? She turned to my boyfriend, was like, is it funny that she gets recognized more than you because you're a famous DJ? And I was like, wait, you actually believe that? That's not true. So people still think that that was real. So very funny because they don't look anything alike. But yeah, I was just joking when I replied to that comment and it just got ran with, but this is terrifying. Has Georgia ever seen Tell Me Lies? Yeah, I've seen the first season. Very good. I recommend watching it. I don't know about the second season, but first season's great. Has Georgia ever met Dove Cameron? No, but something tells me we would get along great. And I think she's very, very beautiful, very successful. I love her music, by the way. Her latest song, very much vibe with. I think we'd get along great. I think we'd have a lot in common. What's the most toxic thing an ex of yours has done? I actually used to think that Harry was gonna be the most toxic person I've ever dated and that he would have done the most toxic stuff, but you know what? No, that's not true. I ended up dating someone that was so incredibly toxic. So on my birthday, this is definitely the most toxic thing. We were seeing each other for a few months. On my birthday, planned this great day to take me to this pottery class. It was a one-on-one pottery session. We've walked in, the girl hosting the class knew exactly who the person that I was with was. And I could clock that really quickly. I can always tell because people are like that with me, so I know. And yeah. Anyway, she started sexually like making the pottery, and he was entertaining the sexual comments in front of me on my birthday, locking into conversation with her, asking her what her name was, saying how beautiful it was, first and last, what's her favorite color. And I'm sitting there, it's my birthday, and I've never been so embarrassed in my life. And it was a 2-hour session. And obviously the outcome was to make me feel really just small and low on my birthday. So I would say that's the most toxic thing because like it was on my birthday. Like any other day I would have been like, oh, whatever, guys are so stupid. But that was probably the worst. And the same guy used to also like tell me that his well-known exes used to talk badly about me when he would exchange their shared pet and stuff. And I ended up finding out that, yeah, he was just speaking really badly about me to that person. So I don't know, this same person was very, very toxic. I would also say coming to Australia to visit my family and then going to another state in Australia after we weren't getting along and sleeping with 3 people was probably the most toxic thing. We were seeing each other for like 5 months at that point. So yeah, I think that would have probably been the most toxic. Cheating on me with 3 people, yeah. But anyway, life goes on. Do you believe dating shows work? I mean, like for some of my friends, it definitely has. Like I know people like Emily and Cam, they're from season 2 of Too Hot to Handle. They have a little baby now. My friend Kayla was with Seb for a while. They were together for a long time. I mean, I definitely can. I think for me, unfortunately, I don't know if it would work because I'm very picky and I don't really like people that much. So it takes me a lot to really like someone, and I just think the odds are very slim when there's like 10 people and me. What are your dating red flags? From my previous experience, I would say when anyone speaks really badly about an ex, even though I've done that, but it's not toxic when I do it, it's just when men do it, you know what I mean? Like men can't do that, that's for the girls. So I think when men talk really badly about a queen that they've dated, then you know they're the problem. Because no woman is the problem, just a man. So what cosmetic procedures have you gotten done? I have had a breast augmentation, shock, that's obvious. I made the mistake of a few years ago getting lip filler, and it really did not mesh well with my lips. So I wish I could insert a photo because I had blown up lips for a little while, and then I had to get it dissolved, and then I lost all my natural lip tissue. So I don't recommend getting your lips done unless you really look into it, but I had my lips done. I also have had Botox. And I had a year and a half ago a little bit of cheek filler, but it's definitely gone now. And also under eye, I had an under eye thing to stop bags, but that's definitely gone now because I have bags, as you can see. But I'm too scared to get it again because it was a little traumatic. So that's all the procedures I've had done. That was a lot, no? Great, I'm gonna get canceled now, so next question. What was your worst experience with a reality star? I mean, I've had great experiences with reality TV people on shows. I mean, what followed after was a different story. So I would say Dom, because we had what I thought was a really nice friendship and just mutual respect for each other on Perfect Match, and then following when we visited each other and I realized it wasn't working and I've ended things the right way, I thought, it was mutual and everything was good. Waiting a whole year to find out that someone was plotting against me and was gonna take me down on a public global scale was kind of crazy, and I would say that's very manipulative and very scary, honestly, to sit on that. And honestly, a week before the show came out, this is what people don't see and know. I saw him at a party and he hugged me and said, "How are you? I hope you've been well." And I was like, "Yeah, I've been great. How have you been?" Then the show drops and then all this stuff came out that he was saying about me and implying because of a stupid video that Harry said on a podcast, and he knew it wasn't true. So I would just say Dom is very calculated, and I didn't see that coming because on Perfect Match I thought it was really wholesome and sweet and down to earth. Since then I've realized that a lot of people have had the same experience with him. What was your worst experience with an influencer? I had an experience with an influencer who I really looked up to. She's really funny. And I was really excited to meet her, and then I met her and she was very, very standoffish and rude to my friend. And we were also in a group setting. We were at a dinner and we were at the same table. So she was very standoffish and rude. And what I found was really funny is when my friend pulled out a cigarette, her whole demeanor changed because she wanted a cigarette, and then she started kissing both of our asses. And I thought, wow, that's really strange because she was so rude to us 10 minutes before, really judgmental, looking us up and down. Not at all the personality that you would get when you see her content online. They say don't meet the people that you look up to in real life because one experience can change everything, and boy did that. I'll tell you. She'll never come back from that for me. It was horrible. I wish I could say who it was, but I never will. What was your worst experience with a brand? How I so badly want to tell this, but I can't say it without identifying information. So I feel like I'm gonna have to take a shot of Pink Whitney because I am a professional girl. And you know what? Some things are not meant to be shared. Cheers. What's next for Georgia? After this shot, probably bed. What's next for me? Okay, I'm starting a podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, but I wanted to find the perfect co-host, and I found an amazing co-host. She's really funny. She's New York City based. We are going to interview some really cool people and share some really juicy dating stories. And I feel like it's gonna be really fun. So that's what I'm focusing on at the moment. Also starting my own brand, but I'm not at the point of sharing what that is yet because it's very hush hush. So stay tuned. So that was all the questions. I survived. Thanks for having me, It Girl. Bye. If I get all 6, I'm out?
No, you're not. This is a challenge show.
Oh my gosh.
Game show.